Hello, Miles Maeda here with more modern yoga movement videos for you. In this series, we are going to be practicing handstanding drills. This series is a little bit more challenging, but with regular practice and patience, you will see progress as you move through these drills. What's important to know about doing arm balancing postures is we want to develop mobility and stability with the shoulders. We want to be able to fully extend the elbows, and we also want to make sure the wrists have mobility and stability as well. So we will be doing some exercises to support that, as well as exercises to encourage us to have a strong myofascial core. So all of these elements together are going to help us to be able to balance on our arms, as well as have the stability to stay in the posture. The first thing we're going to do is to do some isometric shoulder stabilizing exercises. So let's sit in a comfortable position. I like to sit on my knees in Vajrasana. You can also sit in easy pose, or you can even do these sitting in a chair. Bring your arms out to the sides. Let's inhale the arms up and hook your thumbs and begin to pull your arms apart. So if you let your thumbs go, your arms would come out to the sides, but we want to hold them together at the thumbs. Draw the shoulders down and feel a nice lift from the pelvic floor, a lift in the spine, and a lift at the crown of the head. And let's inhale and then gently release on the exhale. And let's do that again. Inhale, the arms come up. Now, whichever way you crossed your thumbs before, reverse and pull. Again, feel that deep inner lift in the body. Shoulders are down from the ears. Long, deep breathing. And feel the shoulders spreading wide out to the sides. Inhale and exhale, gently release. You can do these exercises longer if you like. All right, the next set of exercises, we are going to make fists and press the fists together. But we're going to do this behind the back. So make your fists, bring your hands behind the heart if you can. If it's a little lower, that's fine. But just walk your fists as high up the back as you can and press them together. Allow the shoulders to drop down from the ears, and you should feel how this pushing of the fists creates space between the shoulder blades. So breathe. Let's continue feeling that deep inner lift, lifting the pelvic floor, elevating the spine. The crown of the head is lifting. You can also feel this at the back of the skull, a nice lift. Let's inhale and exhale, gently release. So we just want to give our shoulders a chance to integrate and relax after each of these exercises. Exercise number 3, we're going to break Gomukhasana, the arms of that pose, into 2 parts. So first, we take the right arm up and touch the top of your spine with your hand. So the elbow is up, and then we take the left hand, hold on to the elbow, and gently pull the elbow towards the midline. You can create a little bit of resistance and push the elbow out to the right. And just allow the shoulders to drop down from the ears and still feel that deep inner lift. Long, deep breathing. All right, let's inhale and carefully release on the exhale. And we'll do the other side. So take your left arm up, touch the top of the spine, and your right hand holds onto the elbow. You can also press the elbow against the hand, going to the left. Again, check that your shoulders are down from your ears and feel that lift in the center of the body. So these isometric exercises help to create space in the shoulder joints, as well as strengthen the tissue layers that are surrounding the joints. So it makes them stronger as well as flexible. All right, let's gently release. And we'll finish with the fourth exercise. So you take your right hand behind your back. See if you can slide the back of your hand up the center of your back, up along the spine. And you're going to take your left hand and encourage that right shoulder to roll back and down. So just a couple times, slide the hand and press that shoulder down, shoulder blade down, and see if you can get the hand a little further up the back. Then take your left hand behind you, hold onto your arm, or if you can, you hold onto your elbow, and draw the arm or the elbow more towards the midline of your back. So this will encourage your hand to go further up your spine. Long, deep breathing. And let's release. Just take a moment to relax. And let's do the other side. So we take our left hand behind the back and see if you can get the back of the hand up the center of the back, just as far as it could go. And then you take your right hand and encourage that left shoulder to roll back and down. You can press that shoulder blade down as well. Do your best to keep your spine centered as you do this. And then that right hand reaches behind your back, hold onto the arm, or if you can, the elbow. Pull the elbow more in towards the midline. Let the hand slide further up the back and breathe. And on your exhale, let us release. All right, just take a moment to feel your shoulders. Let us integrate those exercises by doing some downward dog and some plank poses. And while we're doing this, imagine your hands in the position of your downward dog or plank. So they're about shoulder width apart. Imagine you're trying to slide your hands to the edge of your mat. Your hands are going to stay fixed, but feel like you're pressing them out to the sides. And that will help engage the shoulders so that it stabilizes our body. Let's come onto our hands and knees. And hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can curl your tail under, engage your abdominals. And let's come into a downward facing dog. So spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide. Press your palms into the floor, extend your elbows, lift the sits bones, look at your lower belly. And here, spread the arms, open the chest, open the shoulder blades. So feel like you're sliding your hands out towards the edge of the mat. Just a little bit of effort, not too much. Now from our downward dog, let's inhale and let's wave forward into a plank pose. So curl your tail under, lift your pubic bone, feel the energy rippling up along the spine until we're in our plank pose. Still pressing down with the hands, pressing back with the heels. Curl the tail under, lift the belly, and spread the shoulders nice and wide. Let's lower the knees and go back into downward dog. Let's just do that one more time. So we're integrating the exercises that we just did. Spread your shoulders wide and then wave forward. Curl the tail under, lift the pubic bone. Roll into your plank. Keep the shoulders spread wide. Curl the tail under, lift the belly. And then lower the knees. And let's just take a little rest in child's pose. You can relax your arms alongside your feet. Elbows relax down on the floor. Release your head. Release your shoulders. Long, deep breathing. Draw your legs together. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's roll up. All right. So this brings us to our first set of handstanding drills. And we're going to use the wall. So that's why we're set up in this way. So you want to have your yoga mat up against a wall, and ideally you have room so you don't have furniture or delicate objects near you. It is possible that when you're doing handstanding or arm balancing practices that you can fall. So you want to do it in a space where you're not going to knock anything over. And using a wall will help prevent you from falling. Eventually we will work without the wall, but using a wall can be very helpful, especially for beginners. Now these drills are not necessarily easy, but with practice they can feel a little more approachable. So in the beginning, just be patient with yourself, do these drills as best as you can, and again, with consistent practice and patience, you will feel that these are maybe a little bit easier to do. Okay, so we're going to practice with the belly facing the wall. One of the benefits of doing this is that it encourages you to have proper form, using the front of your body, engaging the front of your body to do the handstand instead of the back of the body. So we're going to turn so that we start with the back to the wall. And we want to be relatively close to the wall, but not touching the wall. And we're going to come into downward dog. So the idea is that we can start to walk our feet up and down the wall. So that's the first exercise, is just getting comfortable being in an inverted position and feeling comfortable walking the feet up and down our wall. So let's come onto our hands and knees and downward facing dog. And you want to move back towards your wall so that your heels are just touching the wall and you're in a comfortable downward dog position. We still want to slide or feel like we are sliding our hands to the edges of the yoga mat. So we're broadening the shoulders. So spread your fingers wide, press your palms into the floor, extend your elbows, and you can bend your knees, lift your heels, and then 1 foot at a time, come up onto the wall. Press down into the floor as you begin to walk up until you fully extend your body, and then walk down. And you want to take a rest between each repetition. So do this 3 or 4 times. When you feel ready, again, you come back into downward dog, heels just touching the wall. And 1 leg at a time, press down, extend your elbows, walk up the wall. Don't worry about if you're making a straight line with your body, or if you're coming up into what feels like a handstand. You just want to get used to walking up and down the wall. Let's do it 1 more time. So it helps to spread the shoulders wide, especially in this inverted position. Spread the shoulders. Just get used to that feeling as you walk up and down the wall, and that should create a sense of stability. The second drill is to, while our feet are up the wall, we want to walk our hands back towards the wall and then away from the wall. And we're just going to take a couple steps with each hand. We're not going to go too close to the wall. So we're just getting used to moving the hands. And as we get closer to the wall, the feet will continue to go up the wall. So we're practicing moving our hands and moving our feet at the same time. Okay, so just make sure you feel rested and can continue to go on. And we'll come into our downward facing dog. All right, so we start to walk up the wall and take little steps with the hands, just a couple each. Walk your feet up the wall and then walk your hands forward as you walk your feet down. Now that takes a little bit of coordination, and you might not feel really comfortable doing that at first, so it helps you develop confidence as well. If your arms don't feel very strong, that might be a difficult exercise to do. So we don't want to walk the hands too far in, just a couple steps. Let's do that again, 3 or 4 times. So walk your feet up the wall. Spread your shoulders wide. Walk your hands and your feet at the same time, just a couple steps. Go forward and down. So just feel the weight in your shoulders, and we're fully extending the elbows, and we're shifting our weight from one hand to the other, so we're not spending too much time in this inverted position. So with practice, if you feel a little tired and it's a little strenuous, it will get easier. Let's do one more. Start in your downward dog. Little steps with your feet. Walk up the wall until you're fully extended, and then walk your hands and your feet. So you're maybe 2.5 feet away from the wall. And even if you feel clumsy, it's fine. Just do your best. You might feel out of breath, and just breathe long and deep. And this resting in between helps us to integrate the work that we're doing. Okay, so those 2 simple drills help us to do this final drill. And this is something that will help us to feel comfortable in a handstand position. All right, let's come into downward dog. So you want to be in a comfortable downward dog. Bend your knees, walk your feet up the wall, take little steps. Fully extend your body, extend your elbows, spread your shoulders, and walk your hands back, just a couple steps. And let's stay here. So your toes are pressing against the wall. Spread your shoulders wide, extend your elbows. You can look down at the floor or look at the base of the wall. And just stay here for a few long, deep breaths. See if you can get your ears lined up with your arms. And then after a few breaths, walk your feet, walk your hands, come down. Now it's up to you to decide if you want to do that 3 or 4 times. 1 might be enough. But eventually, as you build stamina, you want to be able to stay in the posture longer. So for maybe 30 seconds. And you want to feel like you could do that a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times. So let's just do it one more time here. And let's do our diagonal inverted handstand with the support of the wall. So belly to the wall. Come into downward dog. Walk up. Fully extend your elbows, shoulders wide. Walk your hands back. Keep walking your feet up the wall. And long, deep breathing. Press your toes against the wall. Engage your abdominals. Spread your shoulders. Press your hands into the floor. You can look at the base of the wall or look between your hands. And then before you get too tired, you walk your hands forward, feet down, and relax. It can be a little tricky to give instructions in that inverted position. And just breathe long and deep. Take time to integrate those drills. Give yourself a pat on the back. And that completes this sequence.